With many speculations going around about Kyler Murray being the future franchise quarterback heading into the 2024 season, we finally got a word from the Arizona Cardinals about their franchise quarterback and how they truly feel about Kyler Murray. Let's dive into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Definitely don't be one of these guys who love to hover around the channel. Just subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Alright, everybody, let's go and dive right into it here. Big shout out here to Adam Schefter of ESPN. He ended up sitting down with Arizona Cardinals offensive coordinator Drew Petzing on his thoughts about Kyler Murray, their current franchise quarterback. Let's dive into it.
It's not your decision, but Arizona has 2 first-round draft picks. A lot of people wondered whether they could eventually pursue a quarterback, but it sounds like in your mind, you know who you'd like your quarterback to be. Am I reading that incorrectly?
No, absolutely. I think, and the goal is always going to be to make the roster better in every way, shape, and form. I think Monty, the scouting staff, the entire department is committed to that goal, but feel really good about where Kyler's at as a franchise quarterback. I mean, he's absolutely that, as you just said. And I think he's done a great job of embracing that role and owning that role and moved into that role as he hit the field here, whatever it was about a month ago. So I've been really pleased with that.
So let's dive into that clip, shall we? Let's talk about what offensive coordinator Drew Petzing had to say, obviously, about Kyler Murray. There's a lot to dive into that clip alone. Now, one thing I really want to focus on is the fact that he mentioned that the Arizona Cardinals are very, very into the idea of whatever we got to do to make this roster better, right? Now, I don't think he specifically said quarterback, but he just basically named and talked about, just the general roster in general. Anything that they can do to make the roster better, they're going to try to do that. But with what they've seen from Kyler Murray so far in this 4-game sample size, it looks to be, something that they're at least pleased with. And I think that's a good sign and a good direction for the Cardinals organization, because I said this multiple times where, yes, I still do feel like Kyler Murray has a lot to prove if he does indeed play the remaining of these 4 games, and I think the Cardinals feel the same way. But the idea of using those 2 first-round picks that we have not on a quarterback is definitely the ideal situation for should be Cardinal fans in general, right? Because we have so many holes on this roster, and yes, I still do know that there's a group of fans that feel like quarterback is a big need. Honestly, the people that are going to be making this decision is going to be the Arizona Cardinals organization, and so far we've been hearing nothing but glowing remarks about Kyler Murray and what he's been doing coming back on the field. Now, so far, we've been seeing a 4-game sample size. He is 2-2 in those games. Now, am I going to sit here and say Kyler Murray has looked explosive, right? No, I don't think he's looked explosive, but I am going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a wiggle room because of the idea of him not playing for a very, very long time, and being that he's 2-2, like, if you really think about it here, there is some NFC teams that are still in the playoff hunt, and they're 6-7. Like, it's absolutely wild to see, like, if we actually won some games with Josh Dobbs that we should have won, we might be talking about a completely different season when Kyler Murray's, came back. But because of the idea of the Cardinals only being a 1-win team, it kind of already makes a very, very bad season, right? Like, that we're just trying to kind of look for the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And some of that light might be, let's just end the season already, right? But there is still some good things to watch in the season, whether it's the rookies or the development of Kyler Murray. So with what I've heard from Drew Petzing, I think he's confident. I think he's confident in what he's seen from Kyler Murray. Now, it is a little weird that we have 4 games to play. Now, some might say if you are confident in the idea of Kyler Murray being your future, then sit him, right? Don't risk injury, because one thing that we are a little worried about in terms of Cardinal fans is the idea that Kyler Murray's been hurt every single time or every single year he's played, right, in the NFL. So that's definitely a little concerning there, right? Where we got 4 games that's, in the grand scheme of things, in terms of playoffs, doesn't really mean anything. But I get the other side of the coin where they are trying to use this time for him to, get his feet wet, get his brain wrapped around the idea of what this playbook actually means and what this playbook actually is. And in order for you to get those actual, reps, you need to have that in actual game time reps. So I see the sides of both coins, right? Where people are saying, well, sit him, right? If you are confident that Kyler Murray is your guy, sit him. Don't risk injury. And I also get the other side of the coin where I still do feel like Kyler Murray has something to prove, and Kyler Murray and the Cardinals organization are still kind of in the evaluation process in terms of, where they're at this very moment. But being the fact that we've heard some glowing remarks from Drew Petzing, and not just that, we also heard Jonathan Gannon come out and say good things about Kyler Murray as well. It did end up asking him, what does JG want to see from Kyler Murray? And this is what he said.
Yeah, Paul, I think just he'll tell you, operationally, make sure we're doing a good job in and out of the huddle, getting guys, situated, getting us in the right checks and calls, and then playing at a high level, which he's done. So I'm excited for him for this week to go against a really good football team at home, see if we can put our best foot forward.
So as you can tell, Jonathan Gannon, our head coach, still has some very, very specific expectations for Kyler Murray, as he should. And Kyler Murray has those same expectations, right? Where we're trying to figure out if this offense is going to be able to be executed the way that Drew Petzing wants it to be executed, right? And that's the audibles, being able to make the right reads. And honestly, all I've been hearing is very, very good things, right? And that's from the entire coaching staff and also Monty Austin-Ford as well. So definitely good things, right? A very good look here for Kyler Murray. Now let's continue to focus on the Drew Petzing interview. Now in the beginning of the interview, Adam Schefter does say to Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, that's not going to be the decision of our OC to if we keep Kyler or if we don't, right? Obviously with these speculations going around, because we do have 2 first-round picks and maybe going to be picking somewhere in the top 3, that is going to be one of the big storylines out there, right? Are the Cardinals going to go for a quarterback, right? But it is very important to focus on the idea that Drew Petzing seems to be very, very confident and very, very comfortable with how the progression of Kyler Murray has, I guess, unfolded in this crazy 2023 season. Very, very glowing remarks from our OC. Very, very glowing remarks from Jonathan Gannon, not just in this press conference, but other press conferences before this one, post games, such like that, very glowing things about our franchise quarterback and Kyler Murray. So we got 4 games left. I still do think that it is kind of undetermined. The way that the season is going to end with the 4-game stretch that we have, it ain't going to be easy. It is not going to be easy at all. So we'll have to kind of wait and see how this all shakes out for the Arizona Cardinals. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your guys' thoughts here on the most recent comments from our offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. Put it in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cards.